What up, YouTube? I know, right? 2 videos in one day, girl. Your girl's doing a thing. But I'm sorry. I switched hands. Oh, not that close. Right there. Is that good? I guess so. Um. So yes, 2 videos in one day. Cause I want to come up here and talk about the difference of being a baby daddy versus a baby father. Like I said in my last video, any man can make a baby. It takes a real man to be a father. So in my humble opinion, a baby daddy is the man that makes the nuts in you that creates the baby. Any man, as long as his swimmers swim, can make a baby. Understand? You need to know what kind of man you're with. Does the man you're with, is he going to be a baby daddy? Is he going to get you pregnant and leave you and go on about his business and not take care of his child? Or do you have a baby father, who can make a baby, who can raise a child, whether it's his biologically or not, whether his sperm made the baby or not? He's going to be a father. He's going to show your child, your son or your daughter, what a real man looks like, how it is to love somebody more than yourself. Is he a good example? Is he a good provider? The love that y'all have for each other, is it going to last? Because people go out there and have kids with men, who are still trying to find themselves. They put on this front, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be this and I'm gonna be that, and then when rubber hits the road, they dip and you stuck. You know what I'm saying? You got a baby, and it's up to you to take care of that baby. But I'm here to tell you that just because you got a baby daddy, don't mean you won't find a baby father or a father for your baby. But you have to trust God. First of all, you have to let God be the father to your child, that the man who's missing is not. Because whether or not the child has a father in physical form or not, your child always has God and you. And you have to be the best you that you can be. You can't live in depression or denial or think that he gonna get his shit together, his act together, and he gonna be this great man. If he's not showing you that he's ready to change, then he's not ready to be a father. Any man can make a baby. It takes a real man to be a father. Not saying that he can't change and he can't grow up and he can't one day be a father, but you can't force a baby daddy to be a baby father. It's something that he has to want to do on his own. That he has to want to be there for his child. He has to want to provide for his child. Men don't have the instincts that we do. We love our children from conception. From the first time we are told they are in us, we love them unconditionally. They don't love them like that. They have the option of getting up and walking away. They get to say, oh, well, it was a one-night stand, or we ain't together no more, or I got a new girlfriend, or whatever. We don't have that option. We have that child for the next 18 years of his life. So my advice to you is, when you pick somebody that you're in a relationship with and you decide, I want you to be the father of my child. Nowadays, most men have other children. You need to look at the way they treat their children. You know what I'm saying? If they're there for their kids or whatever, then 9 times out of 10, they'll be there for yours. But you have to take into consideration the way he treats you. If he's already calling you out your name or already putting you down, then that's not the man you want to father your child, to be the father figure for your son or your daughter. Because your son's going to feel it's okay to belittle women. Your daughter's going to feel that it's okay for a man to call her out her name. We have to realize as parents, we are their examples, for lack of a better word. Role models. Thank you. That's the word for role models. We live, what we emulate for them is what they're going to think is normal and okay. So as parents, it's our job to show the realness, but also you want somebody who you don't have to yell and cuss at all the time, who you can sit down and have a conversation and discuss the good, the bad, the ugly with, and not have to yell and scream at each other. Because then that way your children see it's okay to have a disagreement or not to agree with the person that I'm with, but I don't have to call them out their name. I ain't gotta yell, I ain't gotta holler, I ain't gotta put my hands on her. You know what I'm saying? So as women, And as mothers, we need to really be careful who we allow into our circle. You know, you need to clink clink until you know it's real. And even sometimes when you find something that's real, it doesn't always last. But the man that makes a child with you, every woman wants the perfect nuclear family. Every woman wants her man to raise his baby, or the man that she loves to be a part of his child's life. And I'm just here to give you a reality check that it doesn't always happen that way. As y'all have heard me mention before, I have not always been perfect. I have not lived my life perfectly. I do have people want to know, how are you an expert on this? Girl, I have 3. Count them. 1, 2, 3 baby daddies. Okay, baby daddies. I only have one baby father. One. We don't see eye to eye. We can't get along, and that's why I tell you, be careful who you allow to, who you make children with, because the thing that can be used against you is the thing that you love most. And if you love your child more than you love yourself and more than you love life itself, then when you hurt that person, that man, because you don't want to be with him no more, or because you never loved him to begin with and it was just a mistake from the jump and you just accidentally got pregnant, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't planned. It was just, oops. And then they can use your child against you in ways that you didn't think possible. Trust me, I know. I don't want to say I'm speaking from experience, because one day my children will see this, and I don't need them saying, well, Daddy, was that you? I don't need that shit in my life. I'm just saying, be careful who you make children with, because you were stuck with that man for 18 years. Unless you got a big data like mine, and then you ain't stuck with him for 18 years. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, because he don't do shit anyway, so fuck him. And that's the way I live. You feel me? I mean, and I want to come on here and give you encouragement that if you are a single mother, by choice or by force, you know what I'm saying? Don't settle for the first man that comes along and tells you, oh, I'm gonna be this for your baby, I'm gonna be that for your baby, I love your baby, let me play with him, let me see him, oh, he's so cute, we gonna go do this, we gonna go do that. Don't fall for that bull, because he might, but you know what? No shade, he might mean it. But I've learned that everything that glitters is not gold. Everything that you think is perfect isn't. Nothing in life is worth having. Nothing in life worth having is not worth fighting for. So if you think nobody's relationship is perfect, but as long as it's perfect for you, that's all that matters. Can't nobody judge you. You feel me? I'm not trying to throw shade at nobody and nobody's relationship, because I'm telling you, nobody's mess is perfect. Mine's not perfect. But it's perfect for me. So anyway, on that note, I'm just telling you, God will send you the man he has for you when he's ready for you to have him. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through certain things in your life to make you appreciate a good man. Because if you get him and you've never been through something before, then you're not going to appreciate him. You'll take him for granted and be like, whatever, But not all women, I can't sit here and say it's going to be everybody, because it's not going to be everybody. But I'm just speaking from my experience and from what I've learned, because I had my oldest son at 20. I got pregnant at 19. I gave birth at 20. I met my oldest daughter and my youngest son's father when my son was like 2 months old. And so that's how I'm going to give you the example of a man telling you, oh, I'm going to love your baby, and I'm going to be his daddy, I'm going to be there for him, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's another story. But when we weren't together anymore, because I wasn't with him, he won't take care of his son. He won't see his son. My son hasn't seen his father in 2 years. Partially because of my fault, because I've decided that, sometimes you need to remove negativity